cold approach versus dating apps versus social circle. It's a constant debate that happens. And again, I'll give you my thoughts at the end, but I'm curious what you guys think between the whole topic of what's better, cold approach, dating apps, or social circle.
Dating apps, to me, respectfully, are watered down, saturated, and are excuses to why you're not getting to the party. They're time wasters in many ways. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible to find love on the internet. But is it probable? No, it's not. So when you're done playing with the games, you're still going to have to talk to the women you meet. So if you get a bunch of single dates with girls online only to never see them a second time, that's an abysmal failure. You're failing, right? Those are two profiles that like each other. So it's not two people that like each other. It's two profiles that like each other. It's different. But at least you get a meetup. And if you fail at that meetup, then you do that enough times, you realize you need a skill set. You need a social skill set to actually attract the women that like your profile. You have to meet these women. So I'd rather do that in real life personally. Now, for the other two, you've got, what are the other two? There's
social circle versus cold approach.
Okay. Both of them are both fall under cold approach as far as I'm concerned, within the 5 levels of game. There are 5 levels of game. I'm going to go through them very quickly.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
The first level is opening groups. Level 0 game is opening single sets. They're very rare. 2/3 of all approach scenarios are the 3 sets. So we're talking about level 1 game, opening groups. Next is merging sets, forward and backwards merging sets. So you can build social proof and create more memories with other people. Next is allowing last night to assist you in this night's successes by inviting the girls out again, right? That's the next level of game. Some people are pissed off at the guy who has 4 girls with him at the club and he has none, right? And he looks at the 4 girls and he wonders, why does this guy have all the girls and I don't? And the reason is he did the work, son. This is his day 2. He brought the girls with him, for crying out loud. He already met these girls on individual occasions and talked them all into coming out tonight. He did the work. Don't be pissed off at men who do the work. Next up is allowing last month's successes to assist you in this month's successes. Level 4 game is called social circle game. It's all a part of pickup still, right? Of cold approach pickup. Because you're picking them all up individually and then bringing them all out 30 days later on a barbecue, 2 p.m. on a Sunday. Who shows up? Only the people that you've met and maybe their friends. And then level 5 game is hot game or celeb game or Instagram game nowadays. That all falls under hot game. So to me, there is no real difference between level 1 game and level 5 game other than the man did the work. He worked for his month. He did 3 sets or 12 sets a night, getting 3 numbers of his choosing per night, getting 12 people in a week. So at the end of a month, he can have up to 24 people appearing at his barbecue. That's a man who's done the work. That's what social circle games are all about.
Okay, Dexter, before I come to you, I do want to respond to what Mystery said, because you did say a lot, some of which I agree with, some of which I disagree with. So respectfully, I disagree with the first part of what you said, which is that you're not likely to meet a girl from online dating. If you just look at like surveys and data, about 35% of people meet through online dating. Me personally, my girlfriend I met on Bumble. The girlfriend before that was cold approach, but the girlfriend before that was Tinder. The girlfriend before that was, I think, also Tinder. So I've been in 5 serious relationships.
Well, Eric's got a 1 meet, 1 close end of completed Tinder story. Do you want to tell that?
Yeah, sure.
I met a girl off Tinder and we dated for 2 years. But I only met 1 girl off Tinder as the experiment ever.
Was that by choice, or was that just because you were not able to meet more girls on Tinder?
Well, then I got busy meeting real women, and not having to swipe 1 picture at a time. What I'd rather do is create a face, with some dials, and then find the nearest matches to that face. So I'm choosing my beauty rather than sifting through all these women that are largely offending my senses and I don't like playing that game. I would rather doll myself up and take my best wingman Dexter and go to a Hollywood Hills party and meet some real women and enjoy their company. I'd rather hang out with girls than hang out on a computer by myself. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I think that's totally fair. Yeah, for sure.
You know?
I'm just curious. Have you ever heard of the app Raya?
Not yet.
Okay, so I think first of all, you would be one of the few people who would have an easy time getting on there. So Raya is a very exclusive dating app. So it's not like you just create an account; you have to be approved. It took me about a year to get in. I had to have
How do I spell it?
R-A. It's just four letters, Raya. And so
Sorry?
R-A-Y-A.
Raya.
It's for celebs.
Okay.
It's I'm not a celeb. I got on, but I also know other people who are not celebs. But it's very exclusive. You need to have people testify you. The good thing about this app is twofold. Number one, 50-50 ratio, so it's not a sausage fest. Number two, pretty much all the girls on there are hot. I haven't seen a single fat chick on there. Now, fortunately, because I did a video on the app, they perma banned me, which is fair. But as long as you don't make a video on them, it's a really good tool. I didn't really give a shit because I have a girlfriend, but I think that would be much more up your alley just in terms of what you're describing. But Dexter, so what's your take on the debate about social circle versus cold approach versus on dating apps?
Well, listen, you can play all the games at once. You can play, there's 5 levels to the game, and there's level 0, which is day game, the one set, direct. And then you've got -1, which is dating apps. -1 can be counterproductive to the novice, right? Because he's going to be wasting a lot of time where the expert can go in field and get something within 4 to 7 hours. So it's all, quicker depending on what sort of type of bar it is. But if you're doing this, it could take a week, it could take 2 weeks, it could take a month to get someone out on a date, and then you still got to game them. So I might as well do the game in the club, and also when I get to the date, I'm on the back foot anyway because she's accepted me. No. I don't get blown out. I go in field and I do my thing. Whereas on a dating app, they've got the power, and I want the power.
I hope we get to hang out one day because I could totally change your perspective on dating apps with some of my.
Hey, I dabble now and then. I come in and out, spend on cities. I do a bit of like pre-work pipelining and so on. I dabble now and then, and I'm very successful on it. But I only use it as bonus rounds. Remember, play all the levels at once. You can play hot game and you can play -1. But make sure you're playing cold approach 1 to 5 as well. Don't just be playing -1 stuck at home, doing a Macaulay Culkin Home Alone, right? Otherwise, that's just sad. Also, go out and do your thing. And when you're on the toilet or in the taxi on the way there, play your level -1.
I do generally agree with the essence of what you're saying. I do think you should do all 3. I think they're very what's the term?
Altogether, it's quite lucrative, isn't it?
Lucrative, yeah. I think the term is synergistic. That's the term, synergistic. I think they're quite synergistic. Yeah.
Agreed.
I do agree with what Mystery said earlier. Is that like if you're really awkward, right? You're still gonna have to show up on the date, and then like at that point, so I do think there's a lot of merit to cold approach. I do think there's a lot more room for growth that comes.
What don't you do cold approach though?
Yeah.
So what you do? How often?
Well, okay, so
he's in a relationship.
No, because I still do
business mode.
Well, no, I mean, first of all, I have a one-way open relationship, so I can still hook up with other girls.
Sure.
But I typically don't really care enough about it. But no, I do it for content all the time. So I just literally filmed a cold approach video a week and a half ago. I'm doing street interviews 4 or 5 days a week where I have to actually because if you want to get a good response from a girl, you kind of have to flirt with her a little bit. You kind of make her comfortable. So a lot of those same principles apply. So I'm still very, very active.
Is it day game or is it not a night game? What? A game or?
I'll do both. Sometimes I'll do them at 6 p.m. Sometimes I'll do them at 1 a.m.
But are you doing it in a club or are you doing it?
I don't go to club. I just typically pick up girls on the street. Yeah.
Just working out where you fit in on the whole.
Oh yeah, no, I've never been a big fan of clubs. But also to comment on what
we call night game on the street gutter game.
Gutter game.
Yeah. It's a slang name for it, but it's been around.
You're dredging the gutter.
15 years, 18 years.
Diamond.
Gutter game.
Dude, you guys gotta come to Miami, man. 7 p.m., 8 p.m. You're gonna see the hottest fucking chicks walking around here.
Well, it's when the clubs empty out, and then that's gutter game.
Oh,
you're out there.
Well, I've always believed that actually street game is best to do around 7 or 8 p.m. when girls are about to go out. So I don't actually recommend doing like cold approach street game at like 2 a.m. unless you have no other choice. Or
Well, yeah, it's that's last attempt. That's what that is.
7 p.m. you're going to get a much higher quality of girls and you get better responses.
Yeah,
Because at that point, the girl hasn't been hit on like 50 times. So you're going to get her best face. She's not going to be as sweaty. She's not going to be as tired.